All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Look, if you're running a busy cafe or a full-tilt restaurant, you already know the drill. Managing your staff can honestly feel like a second, incredibly stressful, full-time job. Today, we're unpacking Aroha Link's workforce operations tools to see exactly how they can completely tame that daily hospitality chaos.
We all know the visceral reality of Hospo rostering, right? You've got those tricky split shifts covering the lunch rush and dinner service. You've got the dreaded late night sick text from your weekend barista, the frantic WhatsApp group swaps, and of course, those messy whiteboard scribbles in the back office that always seem to get smudged right when you need them. It's a scattered, reactive way to work. So the real fundamental question you have to ask yourself is this: is your roster running your restaurant, or are you?
Because honestly, you really only have two choices. You can stick to the traditional headache, drowning in a flurry of texts just trying to cover a shift, deciphering crumpled paper timesheets, and manually tracking who took leave. Or you can step into a totally streamlined digital back office. Arohalink takes that massive tangled web of admin and communication and basically just brings immediate calm to the chaos. To see how this actually plays out, let's talk about Mir. She owns the super busy Bluebell cafe up in Auckland. Imagine it's a Friday afternoon, the massive weekend rush is looming, and boom, she just had 2 weekend staff call in sick. Cue the usual panic, right? Well, instead, she just uses Aroha Link. She easily posts a marketplace job to find emergency sick cover, and the platform's AI quickly matches her with verified, well-reviewed workers. But that is actually only half the story here. Here's the absolute game changer. Yes, it's a fantastic lifeline for finding emergency cover when you're in a pinch, but its true power is acting as the ultimate digital back office for your existing permanent workforce too. You don't need to juggle one app for temporary hires and a totally separate rostering tool for your core team. You can post a one-off weekend gig and manage your entire permanent staff roster in the exact same place. Think of it as your complete team management tool belt. Right from one single dashboard, you can build out weekly rosters for your chefs and front of house. You can publish open shifts for gaps you need picked up, effortlessly manage staff leave, and generate perfectly clean timesheets. It's the whole shebang, your entire workforce organization handled in one spot, totally headache-free. So how does this actually work day-to-day on the floor? It's incredibly seamless. Step 1, you just build the roster in the system and those shifts land directly in your worker's schedule. Step 2, and this is brilliant, when they arrive for their shift, they simply scan a QR code right there on site to log their exact hours. This verifies they are actually physically at the venue when they clock in. Finally, step 3, they clock out and those hours automatically generate a clean timesheet that you can approve with just a tap. Literally, no paper and no more asking, hey, what time did you actually start today? Think about how many times you've had to hunt down a dish hand hiding out back to ask exactly what time they clocked in for the second half of their split shift. With those QR clock-ins automatically generating the timesheets, those frustrating, time-wasting conversations completely vanish. Now, we do need to draw a very hard boundary here about what the platform actually does. When you're managing your permanent staff, Aroha Link acts as your time and attendance system. It beautifully organizes the rosters and the hours your staff work, and then it exports those clean, accurate numbers over to your payroll. But, and this is absolutely crucial, it does not calculate wages or file tax. The best way to think about it is like a relay race. Aroha Link runs the first leg. It handles the messy time and attendance admin, organizes the rosters, tracks the QR clock-ins, and manages the leave. Then it passes the baton, which is that perfectly clean data, straight to your dedicated payroll provider. That payroll provider still does all the heavy lifting. They calculate the actual wages, they file your business taxes, and they deposit the money into your staff's bank accounts. Aroha Link just cleans up the chaos beforehand, so you hand over flawless numbers to the people handling the money. By totally separating the time-tracking chaos from your financial compliance, you get absolute peace of mind and win back a massive amount of time. So, I'll leave you with this. Picture your venue during a frantic Friday night rush. What could you achieve out there on the floor for your team and for your customers is the roster chaos was finally solved, and you never ever had to decipher a smudged paper timesheet again.